Here are 5 viral music content ideas you can use to blow up your music career. For each one of them, I'm gonna go through the psychology behind why it will work, its virality scale, and how difficult it is to execute on from 0 to 10. So the first one is this shot right here. The ladder in the ocean. This one in particular, the ladder in the water, uses something that we call irony. Everything about this video is ironic. The fact that I am wearing a tuxedo in an environment that a tuxedo is not supposed to be worn in. And additionally, I'm on a ladder in an area where a ladder is not supposed to be used. There's nothing to reach, and therefore it's slightly discomforting for people to see. And that's why this is so powerful. So ways to heighten this video is to have some props that further bring out discomfort in people through irony. For example, if you had your laptop here, a microphone with cables that were in the water, it would be very uncomfortable for viewers and they'd be wondering, why the hell did you bring your equipment out there? The virality scale in which I'll rate this is a solid 8.5 out of 10. And that is because it is novel. Nobody has done this before. It triggers discomfort, especially if you're holding electronics. I don't suggest you to actually have electronics in the ocean. And overall, it's actually very visually appealing, which is an engagement trigger. In terms of difficulty, I would honestly rate this like a 3.5 out of 10. If you have a ladder, just put it in the ocean and sit on it. It's not that hard. Viral content idea number 2, TV background psych. So here's an example of that.
Damn, man, I need my love back. Came really hyped it, figure about reading. And you say you don't want, but you gotta show it. And I know that your last boyfriend did you so bad. Time and you take on me, I'm
So the reason why it works so well is because it uses a common strategy called the slow reveal. Throughout the video, you're slowly revealing more and more about the video that holds the viewer's attention to the end, because they're like, I want to see what more is going to be revealed. The slow reveal method is very, very stimulating and engaging because the viewer is constantly fed with new information throughout the video, and they're constantly anticipating. Additionally, they have FOMO if they don't watch the video to the end because they're scared they're gonna miss out on something that might be important or that might stimulate them, right? As you're zooming out, you wanna see how far he's actually gonna zoom out, and therefore, that's what's exciting for the viewer. So in terms of a virality scale, I would rate this a solid 7 out of 10, just because the concept of having a background or your TV as a background is not novel, but I haven't seen a video done where they slowly zoom out the TV to reveal that's a set. So the way in which I would increase virality or add a twist is if you have people that are involved in the video. For example, as you're zooming out, you have your whole production crew there, and that'll be very stimulating for people to watch. And in terms of a difficulty scale, of course, just a basic setup of having a TV with you in front of it is so easy to do. I would rate this a solid 2 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. And by the way, guys, I do post content ideas 90 times a month, 3 times a day on my private community. I'll talk about that at the end though. So the third content idea is this game style of video. Okay, so this one's a bit weird, and I would only try this on a experiment page or a theme page, like a faceless theme page. These videos are very engaging, and I know that for a fact because I was playing these over and over again, so much so till my entire algorithm was all of these sliding videos. But I haven't seen somebody use this to promote their music yet. My community already took action on this a week ago because I shared it early to them, but in your case, you really have to act on this urgently. These are one of those things where people will play it once or twice, then just get bored of it. But so far, not everybody has seen these videos here. The reason why this works so well is because familiarity is triggered from a game that we all used to like to play called Guitar Hero. And you are essentially allowing people to play that game on Instagram. Okay, in terms of virality, I would rate this a 8 to 10 out of 10. These are one of those things where you need to act on it quick or else, there's just no point even trying. The next one is called a floating performance. So very similarly to the first concept, this is a bit of an extreme one. And just perform your song on a floating platform. Now, I have never seen this done before. People are always performing songs in ordinary locations, like, at a studio, outdoors, on the street, on their balcony, but nobody has done it on a floating background. And therefore, the complete novelty of this idea is gonna make your video pop off. And therefore, I would rate this video on a virality scale a 10 out of 10. Like I said, my private community got this a week ago, so they're already early to it. But also, videos like this that are completely unexpected and extreme make people question, like, how the hell did they actually get this thing set up? What is keeping them afloat and what are they standing on? And it's very impressive, yeah? So it instills instant memory within viewers when they see something in which they've never seen before. So in terms of a difficulty scale, this is one of the hardest ones and out of the batch, and I would rate this a solid 5 to 6 out of 10. It is still not that hard. All you have to do is get an inflatable mattress, have a thick piece of plywood on top, and stand on it with a microphone. It still isn't that difficult to do realistically, but outsourcing the materials aren't always easy. I've got one more content idea. I hope you are enjoying these because these videos are so novel, and this is what's gonna get you ahead of all the other people who are posting the same mundane, boring content that everybody is sick of seeing. And you know that having content that gets a lot of traction means that your music is gonna be exposed. But look, I don't post these videos often to YouTube, and if you want access to these great content ideas, then go ahead and click the link down below. I offer 3 content ideas a day, something that I call viral games, which are games that motivate you to post consistently because you win prizes. Also, you can network with like-minded artists across the world. And I also offer step-by-step blueprints for you to use to blow up your music career. Also, I offer urgent alerts and trends like a Bitcoin trend alert, but for music. So this last idea is something that has been done before, but isn't done enough. And I'll explain why this concept is something which I suggest everybody to try out. It's doing a performance with a music artist. The reason why these perform so well is because they're raw, authentic, and people always respect and applaud natural talent. Also, it's a complete opposite of what we're used to seeing. Everybody's used to seeing pre-recorded content, you know, where somebody's lip syncing to a song and they have their song playing over it. But nobody really sees too often the raw videos of the rapper's vocals on top of a live instrumentalist, a musician. But there are so many directions and ways in which you can make this your own and different from others. You can have someone playing a drum beat on the car while you rap or sing. You can have someone pen tapping while you rap or sing, or you can try out random, strange, unique, novel instruments. So the virality scale of this video is a solid 8 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 because people are immediately gravitated towards raw and authentic, real talent like this. In terms of difficulty, I would rate this possibly a 4 to 5 out of 10 just because it's not always easy to find a musician. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you want content